Week 4 of the NFL season kicks off on Thursday night with Thursday Night Football, and we've got ourselves an NFC North Division matchup this week as the Lions visit Lambeau Field to battle the Packers. We've got to look at what are the best bets for this matchup, so it's time for another edition of Hittin the Books with sports betting analyst for the New York Post, my guy Erich Richter. Eric, ready for some Thursday Night Football?
Always, baby.
I know you are. I know you're always ready. All right, we talked over the weekend about the Sunday games. We talked about the Monday games to preview that before. Now we're on to Thursday. Week 4, unbelievably already, Eric. And we're recording this on Tuesday, where the spread for this game has the Lions as a 1.5 favorite, Detroit. They were a very common pick to win the division, as you know, but the Packers, they've surprised some people with their 2-1 start. In terms of betting the spread, who do you like here, the Packers or the Lions?
Injuries. Keep an eye on that injury report. I'm looking to enter here on the Detroit Lions, but I'm waiting to see where the injury report goes here. It sounded like Christian Watson is very unlikely to play, but also sounded like Aaron Jones has a good chance to play. And Rashawn Gary, defensive lineman, very important to the Packers defense, sounded like he's going to play as well. I would assume that if either of them were to practice today or tomorrow, you would get an opportunity to enter at the Lions at 1.5. That's where I'm sitting right now. I would like the Lions plus 1.5. I'm looking for that line to flip, assuming Aaron Jones plays and assuming that Rashawn Gary plays. Both of them were projected limited participants in practice as of yesterday. So big day of practice reports here. Maybe throw a Green Bay Packers reporter on tweet notifications and look to enter the Lions at plus 1.5 as money comes in on Green Bay as we lead up to Thursday.
All right, so keep your eye on that, see if that line flips. Eric likes the Lions here in this one. I want to talk about the over-under because for this matchup, it's at 45 points right now as we record this on Tuesday, as I mentioned. Is that a line at 45 that you like to make a play on, or would you wait closer to game time if you are eyeing the over-under here?
You know, I think 45 is actually a good number here, and I would actually lean under, especially in a divisional matchup in Green Bay. But even taking that out of it, both of these teams are bottom of the league in pace of play. That's a major important stat for an over-under. The Lions are averaging a play every 26 seconds per FTN. Shout out to them. The Lions, none of them run a hurry-up offense at all. So, based on Thursday nights when unders are pretty they hit at a favorable percentage. I believe it was 60% last year on unders on Thursday Night Football. There's a lot of commercial breaks. There's the pace isn't very good on Thursday nights, and I think that we saw that as a result last year. And both of these teams are very slow, don't run hurry up offense, and like to wait out every play. So I'm going under here for Detroit Green Bay on Thursday Night Football. I think 45 is a fine number.
All right, like the number of 45, going with the under due to the data that you mentioned there. And last thing for me, Eric, you know I love some prop bets. What are some props that you think are a good bet to make for Thursday night's matchup between the Lions and the Packers?
I am trying to gobble up as many shares of Jahmyr Gibbs as I can get my hands on right now in preparation for Thursday Night Football. Jahmyr Gibbs looked like the lone back here in Detroit last week. I know everybody was joking that Craig Reynolds was going to run the backfield in Detroit with David Montgomery out, but it was Jahmyr Gibbs getting most of the snaps. So here, the Green Bay Packers last year averaged allowed running backs to run five yards per carry, which is fifth worst in the NFL last year. Now they have been a little bit better here in the first 3 weeks of the NFL season, but I'm not so sure that they are actually that much improved. Jair Alexander's out as well, who was actually pretty helpful in the run defense. I'm trying to grab Jahmyr Gibbs. Also, they're allowing the third most receiving yards to opposing receivers. That's not where you want to see. They're also at like 20 catches to running backs, which is the second most in the NFL. So, longest reception for Jahmyr Gibbs is 7.5. So I would definitely look at that. Longest rush is 12.5. I look at both of those overs. Jahmyr Gibbs' first touchdown is plus 750 on DraftKings. I'm definitely taking a piece of that. Him to score a touchdown plus 120. I think all four of those are fine. Grab your shares of Jahmyr Gibbs here. I think you could be looking at the Jahmyr Gibbs show. Packers run defense isn't good, and they allow plenty of receptions to opposing running backs.
All right, looking for a play. Jahmyr Gibbs seems to be the one that Eric has going for this Thursday Night Football matchup that we will see with the Detroit Lions visiting the Green Bay Packers. Week 4 is here already, unbelievably. Check out Erich with his best bets in the New York Post and NewYorkPost.com. He is the sports betting analyst for the New York Post. Erich, thank you as always for the time and joining me on Hitting the Books. Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you, Dex. Thanks, man.